Okay, Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. This afternoon it is the Brush Beet Diggers at the Yuma Indians. The Beet Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today. So leading off for the Brush Beet Diggers in the number 1 slot is number 34, Carson Rule. He is in center field. Braxton Shelton batting second. He is at second base. Nick Wellen is at first today. Ben Garrett is at third. Hunter Ludgate is catching. Hondo Maltos Garcia is at shortstop. Bryson Woolridge at first. Eli Garzalazzo is in right field. And Caden Schwint is in left field. So the Brush Beet Diggers come in 1-1. Their win was against the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Their loss, I believe, was against Faith Christian, a 7-5 loss just the other day. They were up 4-2 going into the fifth and allowed 5 runs in the top of that 7th inning. Okay, so we are set to go here. Carson Rule comes in from the left side here in the top of the first. On the hill is Paul Brophy, and that first pitch is in there for a strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Carson Rule as we get started here in Yuma. A few high clouds, little wind out of the south, and that pitch is going to be low for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike as Brophy steps off the rubber for a minute, now back on. And with the windup, and that is a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carson Rule, center fielder today for the Brush Beet Diggers. And the windup and the pitch, and that must have been just a little high. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carson Rule. Brophy looks into his catcher Rodriguez and the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Carson Rule goes down via the strikeout. Up next is Braxton Shelton playing second base. As he steps in from the right side. Number 18 on Braxton Shelton. And the pitch, and that is going to be outside. To Shelton. Brophy with the pitch, and that is popped up down the right field line. And that is going to be foul, way foul. Off to the right side as they retrieve the ball. Brush is coached by Tom Odell, his first year at the helm. Came over from the girls softball team. And Brophy stretching a little bit on the hill as he looks in for the sign and the pitch and the delivery, and that is in there for a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Braxton Shelton. Up next will be Nick Wellen. He'll be followed by Ben Garrett. And the pitch, and that is upstairs, but swung on and a strikeout for Brophy. The opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. And the pitch, and that catches the outside corner for Brophy, so he gets ahead. No balls and No balls and one strike. As he looks in and a delivery, and that ball is popped up. We'll see if it's going to be out of play to the right. As the first baseman gave it a chase over there, that is Saltzman over there at first base. So Nick Wellen waiting on the pitch, and there it is, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Beat Diggers go down in order in the top of the first inning. We will take a break and be back with the bottom of the first on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Back here at Yuma High School as the Brush Beat Diggers take the field. Yuma comes up to bat, then leadoff batter for the Yuma Indians will be Alex Falkenberg. He is their second baseman. He will be followed by Manny Tina, who is playing at second. And on the hill for the Beat Diggers, as he delivers the first pitch, is going to be low. 4-1, 1 ball and no strikes. And that pitch is going to be hit out to right field. And very playable out there. And out in right field is the catch. And that is put away by Connor McCoy. Up next is Manny Tina. He is the center fielder today for the Yuma Indians. And that pitch is going to be low and away for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch, and that is catches the inside corner for Nick Wellen. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Behind the plate is Hunter Good pitch there, but did miss. Just a little bit low, so Nick Wellen with a delivery, and that's going to be outside. As he falls behind 3-1 to Manny Tina. Wellen with the pitch, and that is going to be hit down to the third baseman. Bobbles it, and they're going to call him out. Oh man, he looked like he had beat that one, but they're going to call Tina out, and that will bring up McGrath, Chase McGrath. And that is going to be a swing and a miss by McCreath. As Wellen goes up 0-1. And the pitch. And that catches the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Nick Wellen. So no balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And that is looped over the head of the first baseman out into right field. So McGrath will be on with a single with 2 outs, and that will bring up Saltzman, Trevor Saltzman. So Wellen checks his runner over at first, and the pitch, and that ball is going to be sliced out of play off to the right. So McCreath out at first. Wellen checks him. And Wellen with the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for a ball. Hunter Ludgate behind the plate for the Beat Diggers today. And the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first, and that is McCreath. First 2, Falkenberg and Tina both out. And he held up apparently. So that will be a ball. Yeah, the entire infield had started to take off to the dugout for the Beat Diggers. But it was a little up and out. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the runner takes off, and that's going to be ball 3. And there's going to be a steal there for McCreath. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. So that ball is fouled off to the right as Bryson Woolridge took a run after it, but it was over the fence and out of play. So Wellen looks in for the... that's going to be back to the backstop for ball 4, and that will send McCreath to third. On the wild pitch. So now first and third, and up for Yuma now is going to be Stephen Wells. Stephen Wells is playing third base today for the Indians. Nick Wellen checks his runners and the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs. They're going to throw back to first. Back in safely, though, is Saltzman. So 1 ball and no strikes. Well, on a little high here in the last 2 or 3 pitches. And the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners at first and third for the Indians. McCreath at third. Saltzman at first with the walk. And that pitch is going to be up and in. So Nick Wellen having a tough time locating pitches at the moment, as he's behind now 3 balls and no strikes. So he's going to have to come in with it, and that catches the outside corner. 4 strike 1, and now Ludgate's going to go out and talk to Wellen for a minute. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. So Ludgate back behind the plate. Wellen checks his runner at third, and the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Now we have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and third. McCreath at third. Had a single, and that ball is going to be hammered out into center field, but right to the center fielder, Carson Rule, and that will be out number 3. So we go back to the top of inning number 2, and we come back on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brian Nickel back here at Yuma High School as we go to the top of inning number 2 with no score. Up for the Brush Beat Diggers will be Ben Garrett. He'll be followed by Hunter Ludgate and then Hondo Maltos Garcia. And Paul Brophy on the hill still for the Yuma Indians. He is a left-handed pitcher. So coming up for the Beat Diggers will be Ben Garrett, playing third base today for the Beat Diggers. Brophy looks in to his catcher, and the delivery, and that is going to be, they're going to call that a strike. for Brophy. So no balls and one strike. To Garrett, and that pitch is going to be upstairs. For ball one. One ball, one strike. No score here in the top of two. And the delivery, and that was low and in the dirt. Ball two, 2 balls, 1 strike. To Ben Garrett. And timeout here for the catcher as he gets resituated behind the plate. Paul Brophy with the pitch, and that's going to be fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ben Garrett as they retrieve the ball and get it back into the dugout. Pitch from Brophy, and that is going to be low. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Garrett in from the right side. Brophy with the delivery and the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for the walk. So Ben Garrett with the walk. That will bring up Hunter Ledgate, catcher here for the Beat Diggers today. Brophy checks his runner over at first and comes home, and it's going to be bunted, but bunted foul. Back over the screen. Brophy does a little housekeeping out there on the mound. Now Brophy with the pitch. They're going to try and bunt again, and once again back over the top. So Ledgate down 0-2, so we'll see he'll be swinging away here, try to advance Garrett to second. And he will be swinging away, but that pitch is going to be upstairs. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Brophy checks Garrett over at first. And the pitch. And oh, they called that strike 3. Okay, I didn't see much of a call from the umpire. But Ledgate strikes out. And now Hondo Maltos Garcia up at the plate. And he goes behind, no balls and 1 strike. So 1 out, and that ball is going to be nubbed down the third base line, but it's going to go foul. As everybody retreats back to their respective spots. Brophy checks his runner over at first, and that is Ben Garrett. Brophy, and that pitch is going to be inside for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Hondo Maltos Garcia, the shortstop today for the Beat Diggers. Brophy's pitch, and going is Garrett, the throw down, and Garrett will be there with the steal. But that was a strikeout for Brophy on Maltos Garcia. Now up for the Beat Diggers will be Bryson Woolridge. And then on deck will be Eli Garzalazo. But out at second now is Ben Garrett and the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled back over the announcer's booth here and out of play. Cargill Meat Solutions. Cargill works with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. So Brophy checks Garrett out at second and comes with a pitch, and that is going to be popped up, and we'll see if they can catch it. The right fielder says he has it, and he does for the third out. So Brush gets a runner to second, but cannot advance him. So we'll go to the bottom of the second with no score here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Okay, back here at Yuma as the Brush Beat Diggers and the Yuma Indians are in a 0-0 game here as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Up to the plate is Paul Brophy. And the pitch from Welland is going to be low and inside from Nick Welland. Welland with the pitch, and that is going to be fouled straight back for Nick Welland. Welland with the delivery, and that is going to be outside for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Welland with the pitch, and that is going to be well outside also. So 3 balls, 1 strike. To the pitcher, Paul Brophy. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit down to the first baseman, retreats and gets it to Welland for the out. So Brophy is going to be a ground out on the 3-1 put out. So that will now bring up McCoy. And the pitch from Welland, and that hits McCoy. So Yuma with a runner on at first, and that will now bring up the catcher, Giovanni Rodriguez. He bats in from the left side also. And the pitch, and that is going to be inside for a ball from Nick Welland. So 1 ball and no strikes, no score here in the bottom of the second. Yuma with a runner at first. Welland's going to throw over, but back safely is McCoy. On deck is Caden Lynch, left fielder today for the Indians. And the pitch, and that is right in there for a strike from Nick Welland. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez looks down at the third, back in the box. Nick Welland, and that pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first. McCoy hit by a pitch. Welland with the pitch, and that's going to be hit back up the middle to the shortstop, to second for 1, and then on to first for the double play. So the Beat Diggers get out of the bottom of the second inning after a hit by pitch. As we will now go to inning number 3 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. No score as we play here in the top of 3. Up for the Brush Beat Diggers will be, get it to you here in just a minute, will be Eli Garzalazzo, if I'm pronouncing that right. And then it will be Caden Schwint. And then back to the top of the order with Carson Rule. So they will get through the bottom, or get through the lineup here finally in this third inning. 3 up in the first inning for the Beat Diggers, and then they sent 4 to the plate. Now Garzalazzo up for the Beat Diggers as Brophy with the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. Not a good looking at bat there for Garzalazzo. So no balls and 1 strike. Brophy with the pitch, and that is hit down the right field line. He reached for it, and that's going to get by the right fielder, but he's not going to go any farther. He will stop at first with a single. Single to right field, so that will bring up now Caden Schwint, left fielder. And it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner. And that will be Cardenas running now at first. So coming up for the Beat Diggers, Caden Schwint. As he now steps out. Didn't like something. Looking down at his third base coach. I guess they had a timeout here by the umpires. He's stepped out away from the plate for just a minute. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. So maybe he was just writing down the courtesy runner, I guess. I'm not sure just what was the holdup. And now they're ready. So Brophy checks Cardenas over at first, and the pitch, and Cardenas takes off, and now they're going to try to get him. They throw back to the second baseman, but not a good throw. If it had been a good throw, Cardenas probably would have been out. But I believe that was a ball from Brophy. It was a 1 ball and no strikes. Cardenas stays put, tried to bunt, and they're going to throw back to first once again. Not a good throw once again. But Schwint attempted the bunt and missed, so that will be a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Brophy back on the mound. Looks in at Rodriguez. Cardenas stays put. Now it's going to be a bunt, but it's going to be bunted right to the pitcher as he runs it down. So the bunt did not work from Schwint. So now back up will be Carson Rule. Carson Rule had a strikeout his first time up. So Cardenas still on at first base with 1 out. And Cardenas is going to take off. That ball is going to be fouled back. Fouled back and out of play. Brophy gets a due ball from the home plate umpire. Cardenas gets a decent lead over at first. He's been wanting to run, and he's going to take off once again, and that ball is going to be fouled back also. So no balls and 2 strikes. 2 Rule is the Beat Diggers have got back to the top of their order. Cardenas with a decent lead, and they're going to throw back over, and back in is Cardenas. So Cardenas is wanting to take off. He didn't get picked off that time. And Brophy's going to go back over once again. Back in standing up is Cardenas. So Brophy takes his look and in, and that is going to be up and in to Carson Rule for the ball. One ball and 2 strikes. So they'll probably be hitting away here to try to advance the runner. And Cardenas is going to be taken off and fouled out of play once again. So Cardenas is getting his exercise out there, getting his wind sprints in between first and second here. He takes off, he gets fouled out of play for about the 3rd time. So Brophy with the pitch and the delivery, and that is in there for strike 3. So Carson Rule strikes out for the 2nd time. So that will bring up Braxton Shelton. And he struck out his first time up. So a runner still at first, now with 2 outs. As Brophy and Cardenas takes off, high pitch, and in safely is Cardenas. He just missed the swipe, so Cardenas with the steal. For the ball, 1 ball and no strikes as that pitch was up. And that pitch is going to be swung on and missed. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 2 hitter, Braxton Shelton. Second baseman for the Beat Diggers. As Brophy with the pitch, and that is going to be in the dirt. Cardenas stays put. So nice job there behind the plate by Rodriguez. As we play here in the top of the 3rd inning, no score. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch, and that's going to be outside, going to be a throw, and that ball is going to go down to left field, and that will bring Cardenas home on the on the error from the catcher. So Cardenas, as the pinch runner, does score. That pitch was up high, 3 balls and 1 strike from Brophy. But not a good throw from Rodriguez as it sailed over the 3rd baseman's head. And that pitch is also going to be upstairs for ball 4. So Shelton with the walk. And now Nick Wellen up. He struck out his first time up. So a runner on at first in Shelton, and that pitch is going to be hit down the right side, but out of play off of the car down there, it looks like. But Nick Wellen behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. So Nick Wellen in from the right side. Brophy checks his runner over at first, and he's going to go to first, and back in safely is Shelton. Slides in, but not even close. It wasn't a real good throw from Brophy. It was down in the dirt. So Brophy with the pitch, and going to be the hit and run, and that will send. They're going to go to third and safe. Oh, they called him out. Let's see. I think they're going to. Let's see. I think they're going to. Oh my gosh, they called him. Well, they called him out, but it looked like Shelton had come in there. But the Beat Diggers do go up 1-0 as they get a single and a walk, a stolen base, to bring in the run. So we will go to the bottom of the third with the Beat Diggers up 1-0 here on 1010 KSIR in KSIR.com. Brian Nickel here at Yuma High School as the Beat Diggers have taken the lead 1-0 on 2 singles and a stolen base. Nick Wellen with a single at the bat there, and then Shelton tried to stretch that over to third, and he was thrown out at third for the third out. And that pitch is going to be high fly ball down the right field line, and caught out there in right field is the out. And out in right field is Eli Garzalazo. So Lynch flies out to the right fielder. So back to the top of the lineup is Falkenberg. Falkenberg flied out his first time up. Nick Wellen with the pitch, and that is going to be fouled straight back. So no balls and 2 strikes. To Falkenberg. And Wellen with the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to the shortstop. Shortstop picks, scoops, and they're going to call him out at first. So it looks like there have been some close plays out there at first base so far. Nothing going Yuma's way, so that was a ground out 6-3. So that will bring up Tina. Manny Tina. And that pitch is up high. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The Beat Diggers leading 1-0. And that's a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from Nick Wellen. Nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Wellen with a pitch, and that is going to be up and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wellen gets his sign from Hunter Ludgate behind the plate, and that is going to be hit out sharp out to the shortstop. Nice throw across to the first baseman, Bryson Woolridge. So 3 up and 3 down for Nick Wellen as we go now to the top of 4 here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 1-0 here at Yuma. The Beat Diggers with the lead as they had taken the lead in the 3rd inning. So now up for the Beat Diggers to start off the 4th inning will be Ben Garrett. Then he will be followed by Hunter Ludgate and Maltos Garcia. So Garrett with his first time up, a walk and a stolen base. So Brophy still on the mound, and the pitch, and that was right in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Brophy. Brophy with the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Pops out of the glove of Rodriguez. But no balls and 2 strikes to Ben Garrett. So Brophy with the delivery, and that is going to be in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball. One ball and 2 strikes to Ben Garrett. Brush beat Yuma last year 4-0 at Brush. Brush is ahead in the series. The last 10 games anyway, Brush is 9-1 over Yuma. And that pitch was fouled off to the right. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that is grounded out to the second baseman slowly, and throw over, and a nice play out there by the first baseman, Saltzman. So Ben Garrett grounds out 4-3. Now Hunter Ludgate, catcher for the Beat Diggers, steps in, and he struck out his first time up. So 1-0 here, Beat Diggers, as we play in the top of 4. Game moving right along. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Nice looking pitch there by Brophy. Brophy on the year has 2 appearances and a 2-0 record. And that they're going to give that pitch to Brophy. So no balls and 2 strikes. To Hunter Ludgate. And Brophy with the pitch, and that is going to be up and away. To Ludgate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up next is Maltos Garcia, And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out to center field. And running after it, and it's going to be over the head of the center fielder, Tina. So he was playing way too close there, what Tina was. So that will be a double for Ludgate. Now Hondo Maltos Garcia steps up. Maltos Garcia struck out his first time up. So Brush with some noise here in the top of the 4th as they have a runner now at second. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for Brophy. So 1 ball, no strikes. Yuma comes in 4-0, and that pitch is going to be up and away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Brush is 1-1. Yuma 4-0. Brophy with the pitch, and that is going to be a check swing, but he did go around. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. With a runner on at second in Ludgate. On with a double, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Little change up there on that last pitch. Brophy checks his runner out at second. Now Brophy with the fastball. That's going to be low and in the dirt. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hondo Maltos Garcia as he bats in from the right side. Brophy checks, and the pitch, and that is going to be outside, ball 4. So now 2 runners on. So Maltos Garcia with the walk. Up next now will be Bryson Woolridge. And Woolridge, his first time up, flied out to the right fielder. But Brush with some noise here in the top of the 4th with 2 on now and 1 out. As Brophy still out on the hill. Brophy's probably been their best pitcher so far. He's 2-0. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for a ball. Yeah, Brophy with about 49 pitches. See if that's... And that pitch is going to be hit down the right field line, but fouled out of play. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So Woolridge on, and then Eli Garzalazzo on deck. And the pitch from Brophy, and that is going to be fouled back once again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on at first and second. Ludgate on at second. Maltos Garcia with a walk on at first. As Brophy looks in, gets his signal, and checks, and a delivery, and that is going to be upstairs for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryson Woolridge. Next game up for the Brush Beat Diggers will be Saturday. They'll be home with the Valley Vikings at 11 o'clock. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled off the right also. So they're giving Brophy some work here. They fouled off a number of pitches. So first and second, 1 out. 1-0 Brush here in the top of the 4th. And that pitch is going to be inside. Nice stop there by Rodriguez. Because if that would have went to the backstop, Brush would have had runners at first and second. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Woolridge. As he steps in, Brophy with the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to center field. And we're going to see they're going to send Ludgate, and it's cut off, and safe at home will be Ludgate. So he scores. Maltos Garcia goes to third, and Woolridge with the single and the RBI. So now up will be Eli Garzalazzo. Looks like we have a pinch hitter in here for the Beat Diggers, and that will be I. Cardenas. And Cardenas misses with the ball, 1 ball and no strikes. So the Beat Diggers lead it now 2-0 here as they put a run up in the 3rd and the 4th, and that's a swing and a miss by Cardenas. So Cardenas batting and that ball is going to be fouled out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, runners at first and third. Woolridge with a single, got the RBI, brought Ludgate in. Maltos Garcia with a walk, and he got the third on the single. And in the dirt, and nice stop there by Rodriguez. Hondo Maltos Garcia had broke for home, but quickly put on the brakes and got back. So 2-2 here with 1 out to Cardenas. And that pitch is up and away. So 3 balls, 2 strikes with runners at first and third for the Beat Diggers as they lead at 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Brophy holding. Now time is going to be called. Cardenas is going to call time. Yeah. Maltos Garcia with a slight lead there at third. He was jumping around down there, and over at first is Woolridge. Brophy with the pitch, and that is going to be outside for another walk. So 2 walks here in the inning. And now that will bring up Caden Schwint. And Schwint popped out to the first baseman. Now they have a little timeout here as the coach has gone out to talk to Brophy. The B&B Appliance can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you. Check them out on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Transwest believes that customers are number one. Check out their selection or lineup Check out their selection or line or just stop by one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. So a lengthy discussion out there at the mound. And now the coach comes back. That is Brady Neischwanger. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But a number of pitches here in this inning for Brophy. But this will bring up Caden Schwint with the bases juiced. And the pitch. And that is going to be up and away for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. There's no place to put Schwint. So Brophy will have to come in with the pitches here. And the pitch. And that's right down the middle for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maltos Garcia gets about a 15 or 20 foot lead down there at first. He acts like he's breaking for home. And the pitch, and that is going to be outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to the number 9 hitter, Caden Schwint. Schwint popped out his first time up, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss there by Schwint. But Maltos Garcia gets quite a running start. Now Brophy's going to back off the rubber there. Going to see if Maltos Garcia was going to take off. And the runner over at first, Cardenas, also takes off. And that's going to be a ball hit out to the short. Oh, right through the wickets of the shortstop. That will score Maltos Garcia, and that will also score Woolridge. So an error out there on the shortstop, McCreath. So Maltos Garcia will score, and Woolridge will also score. Cardenas now at third, and Schwint out at second. So Brophy is out. So we will take a break here as they warm up a pitcher. We will be back after a break here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Okay, we play here in the top of inning number 4. The Beat Diggers have put 3 across so far and still have runners at second and third with 1 out. So Chase McGreath has come in now for Brophy. And let's see who the pitcher is, or the shortstop now is Alex Falkenberg. Let's see, they had to bring somebody else in someplace. We'll see if we can catch up with that here in a minute. But now at the plate and through the wickets into the backstop, and going to score will be Cardenas. On the wild pitch. So that will now make it 5-0 Beat Diggers. So runner at third and the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Caden Schwint down at third now. So McGreath with the pitch, and that is going to be fouled out of play down the right field line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carson Rule as we get back up to the top of the lineup. Carson Rule with 2 strikeouts so far today. That pitch is way high. Nice job there by the catcher Rodriguez to get up and keep that from going to the backstop. And that pitch is going to be fouled to the backstop. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Brush has put 4 on the board. McGreath with the pitch, and that ball is going to be right through right through Falkenberg out to left field. And that will bring Caden Schwint in. So a rule, that would be an error. And now this will bring up Shelton, Braxton Shelton. And a steal out there by Rule, and he is in safe. The ball was in for a strike. So runner now at second, and the pitch. That breaking ball apparently misses up a little bit. For the ball, one strike to Braxton Shelton. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Shelton. Up next will be Nick Wellen. And if he reaches, Ben Garrett. And the pitch, and that is going to be cued off the end of the bat. That's going to be hit harder than that. And that is gone. That is a home run. He hit that off the end of the bat. But that is a 2-run home run for Braxton Shelton. I didn't think the ball was hit that hard. It was off the end of the it was an opposite field home run. I didn't think he had got into it that much, but that thing carried clear out and over the right field fence. So now that will bring up Nick Wellen. So Wellen comes up. Bases are clear now, and that goes into the dirt. So Nick Wellen, a single his last time up. Struck out his first time up, then a single. And that ball is going to be hit. Nice job up there. Nice job out there by Falkenberg. Picked that right off his shoe tops on the line drive out. Out to the shortstop. Now up is Ben Garrett. And the pitch, and that is going to be in the dirt. For ball 1 ball and no strikes. The Beat Diggers have put 7 up on the board. So Ben Garrett stands there and lets it go by, and that will be a strike from McGreeth. So Ben Garrett, and that pitch is going to be low and in the dirt. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Garrett, and that is going to be inside, but catches the part of the plate for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a big inning here for Brush. And that ball is going to be up with the 2-run home run by Braxton Shelton here in the top top of the 4th. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled back, right back to the screen. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ben Garrett. And that is going to be low and inside for the walk. And that will be the third walk here in this inning. Now that will bring up Hunter Ludgate. And that pitch is low for the ball. One ball and no strikes. From Chase McGreeth. Garrett, that's going to be a hit out to the shortstop and right by the shortstop, out into center, out into left field. So not a good job out there. That will be an error on Falkenberg. And now that will bring up Hundo Maltos Garcia. And the pitch, and that's going to catch the plate. 4 strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike, 2 out. 8-0 Beat Diggers, and that pitch is going to be up. As Brush has put 7 across here. And the pitch is going to be low, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike here in the top of 4. And that is going to be fouled out of play. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hundo Maltos Garcia. On deck is Bryson Woolridge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 7 on, 7 in, excuse me. And that pitch is going to be fouled straight back. But 3 errors in this inning. 3 walks in this inning. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled out of play once again. By Hundo Maltos Garcia. Back up on the hill is McGreeth. Runner on at first and second, and going to take off, and that ball is going to be hit out to right field. And judging it out there and coming down with it is the left fielder for the third out, but the Beat Diggers put 7 on the board as they get 3 walks and 3 errors to go up 8-0 here, as we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 8-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Beat Diggers put up 7 in the top of the 4th. Nick Wellen in still pitching, and that first pitch was a ball, and then that pitch is a strike. So 1-1 now to the pitcher now, McGreeth. And that is going to be hit out, high fly ball to right field, and does get it. And that is trying to see who that is out there in right field. I believe that is out in right field is I. Cardenas. But McGreeth flies out. And now up to bat is Saltzman. One ball and no strikes. 1 ball and 1 strike. as Nick Wellen still on the bump for the Beat Diggers, and that ball is going to be hit out. Looks like it's going to be maybe into foul territory, and nice job out there by the first baseman, and that is Woolridge. But nice job out there by Woolridge to come down with that, as he was twisting and turning and trying to come down with it, and finally does. So that will be a fly out to Bryson Woolridge. And now up is going to be Wells. Wells so far has flied out, and this is going to be hit back to Woolridge, or a pop up to Woolridge. So 3 up and 3 down now as we go to the top of the 5th inning with the Beat Diggers up 8-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brian Nickel here at Yuma High School, where the Beat Diggers are leading it 8-0 after a big 4th inning, 7 runs. And in those 7 runs was a 2-run home run by Shelton. Braxton Shelton. Now Bryson Woolridge up for the Beat Diggers to lead off the top of the 5th. On the bump still is McCreath. And the first pitch, and that is low for a ball. One ball and no strikes to the first baseman for the Beat Diggers. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, and that is going to be up and in for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Woolridge. McGreath looks in. Now the kick and the pitch, and that is going to be ball 4. So 4 pitches, and Woolridge on with a walk. And we'll have a pinch runner out there, a courtesy runner. And that will be Kyle Wellen out there for the courtesy runner. And into the plate is going to be Cardenas for the Beat Diggers with a runner on at first. 8-0 Beat Diggers here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch, and that is going to be low for a ball. So 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch, ooh, good thing Cardenas ducked down. That would have got him right in the noggin. That wouldn't have been any fun whatsoever. So 2 balls, no strikes. Kyle Wellen over at first. And the pitch, and that is spiked and gets to the backstop. So Kyle Wellen will take second base on the wild pitch. Now a little discussion out there as Rodriguez goes out and talks to McCreath. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. Get a delicious treat, breakfast, or lunch option to make the day better. 21 Edison Street in Brush today. It's now Brush with a runner at second. Its game flew right along until about the top of the 4th inning. No score until the top of the 3rd when Brush put one on the board. And that Cardenas thought it was a ball. Tossed his bat, now he has to come back. But did get the strike called for McGreath, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Kyle Wellen out at second base as he is a courtesy runner. And that one is going to be up and in for another walk. So back-to-back walks here in this fifth inning. Now up is Caden Schwint. Caden Schwint takes strike one. So runners at first and second. Kyle Wellen out at second. Cardenas at first. That pitch in there for a strike. So no balls, 2 strikes. To Caden Schwint, left fielder. And that ball is going to be outside on the breaking pitch. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck should be Carson Rule. Yes, it is. Carson Rule on deck. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled back. So the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, and that is going to be, I believe it was foul tipped off of the mask. So the count remains at 1 and 2. But Rodriguez takes one, glances kind of off the right side of the mask, didn't hit him square, but I'm sure that's still no fun getting a baseball deflected off of your mask. And the pitch, and that breaking ball catches the plate for out number 1. So Schwint with the out. And that will bring up Rule, Carson Rule, with runners at first and second. Carson Rule bats in from the right side, and the pitch, and that is in there, fastball for a strike. So Carson Rule reached his last time up on an error and then stole second. And the pitch, and that is going to be way high. 4 ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. As we play here in the top of the 5th inning. Beat Diggers come in at 1 and 1. Yuma 4-0. And that ball is going to be hit down the right field line, but it's going to go out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is Braxton Shelton. Shelton with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th. I didn't think that ball was going to get out the way it was hit off the end of the bat opposite field, but that ball just carried. And that pitch is going to be outside. 4 ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 8-0 Beat Diggers here in the top of the 5th with runners on at first and second. And the pitch, and that is going to be up for 3 balls, 2 strikes. McCreath checks a runner, now comes in, and that pitch is called strike 3 as Rule is caught looking for the strikeout. So Carson Rule with 3 strikeouts today. And now up at the plate is Braxton Shelton. So Shelton at the plate, and that pitch is going to be outside. Ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Kyle Wellen out at second. Cardenas at first, and that is going to get to the backstop. and that will advance the runners to second and third. On the wild pitch. So 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch coming up here, and that is going to be in there for a strike. To Braxton Shelton. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's McGreeth with the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs once again. So 3 balls and 1 strikes. 1 strike. 2 walks already in this inning. Woolridge walked, and then Wellen was the pinch runner. Cardenas walked, then 2 strikeouts, and swung on and missed for strike 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third by Cardenas and Kyle Wellen. And that is going to be ball 4. So the 3rd walk here in this inning. And now that will bring up Nick Wellen, as he's got the bases loaded. And the pitch, and that's going to be low and outside for ball 1. One and 0 to Nick Wellen. Started the day on the mound and has continued there. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit between the shortstop and third. That will get out to the left fielder, and that is bobbled, but that will bring in 1 as Wellen will score. So a single for Nick Wellen, and now that will bring up Ben Garrett. Ben Garrett batting from the right side, and that pitch is going to be popped up. We'll see as they get it, and the second baseman with a nice play out there, out behind first base actually. But 1 run does come in on the single by Nick Wellen as he will score Kyle Wellen. So we will go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Beat Diggers up 9-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 9-0 here as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Beat Diggers up. Paul Brophy still in at the plate. And he will be batting from the left side. Nick Wellen still on the hill for the Beat Diggers. So it'll be Brophy, McCoy, and Rodriguez for the Yuma Indians. And Nick Wellen with the pitch, and that is going to be up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Beat Diggers leading 9-0. And that pitch is also low from Nick Wellen. 2 balls and no strikes to Brophy. And that is going to be in there. Fastball catches the plate for 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, no outs, and that pitch is going to be up and away for ball 3, 3 balls, 1 strike. To Paul Brophy. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Big cut by Brophy. But came up empty. Nick Wellen with the heater. Got it by Brophy. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, strike 3 swinging. Brophy kind of went fishing after that one, but Brophy with the strikeout. And now this will bring up McCoy. And the fastball is low and away. To McCoy. And the pitch, and that catches the plate. Nice job there by Nick Wellen. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Wellen with a delivery, and that ball is hit. Fly ball out to left field, medium left field. And nice job out there in left field. I believe Caden Schwint is still out there. Yes, he is. But a fly out by McCoy. And that makes 2 outs now. And now, let's see, now we will have a pinch hitter, it looks like. That will be Christian Hawley. Batting here in the place of the catcher Rodriguez. Lynch on deck. So 2 outs here as we play in the bottom of the 5th. 9-0 Beat Diggers. And that ball catches the outside part of the plate. Nice pitch there by Nick Wellen. Nick Wellen doing a fine job out on the mound today. And the pitch, and that breaking ball just stayed up. Nick Wellen with the windup and the pitch, and that is breaking ball. Finally, that caught the plate that time. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 pitch away from a 3-up, 3-down inning, and that is going to be fouled out of play to the right. I have him down for 46 pitches. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled to the plate, fouled to the backstop, excuse me. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Hawley stays alive, and the fastball is going to be outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wellen with the pitch, and that is just a little outside. I've seen that one called today a strike, but not this time. That was just a little too far outside for ball 3, and that is going to be foul tipped to the backstop. So Hawley doing a nice job staying alive. Christian Hawley, a senior. And Wellen with the pitch, and fouled back to the plate, or back to the back screen once again. So good job here. Good battle going on here between Wellen and Hawley. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch, and Wellen lost him as that one was outside. So Christian Hawley with the walk. And now that will bring up Caden Lynch. So a runner on at first. Wellen with the pitch, and that's going to be in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Wellen checks his runner over at first and comes home, and that is going to be upstairs for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. To Lynch. And the pitch, and that's right in there. Fastball, nice pitch there by Nick Wellen. So runner at first, 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Nick Wellen checks his runner over at first, comes to the set and the pitch, and that's going to be outside. So 3 balls, 1 strike to the number 9 hitter. Caden Lynch, junior left fielder. And the pitch, and that is fouled straight back. So the runner over at first is Holly. His first time in today. And he draws a walk. Nick Wellen checks him over there, comes to the set and the pitch. And that ball is going to be hit between the shortstop. That's going to be a hit for Lynch. As that was just hit too deep in the hole. It was muffed out there a little bit by Hondo Maltos Garcia, but he wouldn't have got him anyway. He was too fast down there. But there, we'll give Lynch a single, and then that will get us. See who's coming up to bat after that. Now we'll have a conference out on the mound as Tom Odell takes a stroll out, leaves Wellen in. So 2 outs. And coming up, we'll see, it's coming up here will be Falkenberg. So Falkenberg on the day, first time up, he flew out to the pitcher, and then grounded out 6-3 his second time up. And this is only his 3rd time through. So Nick Wellen with runners at first and second with 2 outs. And that's a big swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Nick Wellen. No balls and 1 strike to Alex Falkenberg. And that ball is going to be fouled. Another fastball fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if he can make Falkenberg go fishing here a little bit and get the 3rd strikeout. Or get the strikeout for the 3rd out. And, oh, nice breaking ball, but not sure where that missed at, but that looked like a heck of a good pitch right there by Nick Wellen, but called a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Nick Wellen, that was a beautiful breaking ball. And comes back with the fastball, and that ball is going to be foul tipped. Ludgate could not hold on to it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nick Wellen comes to the set, checks his runner out at second. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 for the 3rd out here. So Yuma gets runners on, but do not score. So we will go to the top of the 6th inning with the Beat Diggers leading 9-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. So 9-0 here as we go into the top of the 6th inning. A new pitcher for Yuma, and that is Manny Tina. And the new catcher is Stephen Wells. Yes, Tina gets his warm-up pitches up here. As we go to the top of 6. Yuma did get a walk and a single, but 2 strikeouts and a flyout by McCoy. Falkenberg with his final strikeout there in the bottom of the fifth. So coming up for the Brush Beet Diggers will be Hunter Ludgate and Hondo Maltos Garcia and Bryson Woolridge if they stick to the lineup. And it looks like Hunter Ludgate will be coming up here. Ludgate in his first appearance had a strikeout and then doubled and scored in the fourth. And also got on first on an error also in the fourth. So this is Ludgate's fourth appearance at the plate today. So Hunter Ludgate, as Wells comes up, or Manny Tina, excuse me, takes over, and that first pitch is low and away for ball one. No balls and one strike. That pitch is outside, ball two. So 2 balls, no strikes to Ludgate, and that pitch is going to be low. 3 balls, no strikes to the fifth place hitter, Hunter Ludgate. Tina with the pitch, and that's going to catch the outside part of the plate for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. As the sun peeks out here from behind the clouds, and that is going to be a swing and a miss by Ludgate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So that batter is going to have that sun coming right into his eyes, and that's going to be a hit out to right field, right center field, and that's going to get down and to the fence. And safely in with a double is Ludgate. But he hit that on the warning track, and then it bounced up against the fence. So now we have a courtesy runner, and that will be Kyle Wellen, who has come in. And the pitch, and getting down out of the way is Maltos Garcia. That was coming in right over the top of his head. So 1 ball and no strike to Hondo Maltos Garcia. And the pitch, and that gets through is foul tipped. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Out at second base. Or excuse me, I believe that is Sam Melton out there at second base. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit past the shortstop and off of his glove, and they're going to stop the runner at third. So Maltos Garcia with a single. So back-to-back hits here for the Beet Diggers now as Woolridge comes up. Bryson Woolridge, and then Ike Cardenas should be on deck. So Woolridge has had a nice day out in the field also. Had some nice plays out there. But Manny Tina on the hill, and that ball is going to be inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Bryson Woolridge. Runners at first and third. And the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Nice stop there by Stephen Wells. So 2 balls. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryson Woolridge. 9-0 Beet Diggers, and Woolridge, Maltos Garcia takes off, And the ball gets by the second baseman, and they're going to come home with it. I believe that is Sam Melton that comes in to score. Makes it now 10-0. Beat Diggers. And Maltos Garcia goes to third on the error. And that pitch is going to be fouled off to the right and out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryson Woolridge. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit right back up the middle, so that will score Hondo Maltos Garcia with a single. And Maltos Garcia with the score. So now it makes it 11-0. And that will bring up Ike Cardenas. And the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs. 4-1, 1 ball, no strikes to Cardenas. He came in the top of the 5th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss by Cardenas. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that sun shining right in on the hitter. So Manny Tina checks his runner over at first, comes home and in the dirt, and Woolridge is going to take off. They're going to throw out. I'm not sure why they threw out. It's going to get by out into center field, but he would have had that stole anyway. So Woolridge with a stolen base. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Cardenas. And the pitch, and that's in the dirt and gets away from Wells, and that will send Woolridge to third. And that's a wild pitch. So Cardenas, 3 balls and 1 strike. So see if the Beat Diggers can hold this lead going into the top of the bottom of the 6th, but that ball is going to be fouled, or going to be grounded foul to the left. Coach Odell with a talk with Woolridge over there as he gets his lead off a third. And the pitch, and that is going to be ball 4. So a walk to Cardenas. And up to the plate will be Caden Schwint. So 2 runners on. 2 have scored. And taking off for second is going to be Cardenas, and he does get the steal. But Woolridge stays at third. He had broke and then went back to third. So now runners at second and third for Schwint. Schwint struck out his last time up. And now that's going to be upstairs. For a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike to the 9th place hitter, Caden Schwint, out in left field for the Beat Diggers today. And the pitch, and that's in there, catches the inside part of the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 in here in the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, kind of a defensive swing, finally for the out. And that will bring up the top of the order, Carson Rule. So 1 out here now. And that first pitch is going to be low and in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Carson Rule with a strikeout his last time up. 3 strikeouts on the day for Rule. So 1 ball, and that pitch also catches the inside part of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 in, 2 on. The pitch inside, ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Carson Rule. Braxton Shelton on deck. He had a 2-run home run in that 4th inning. And now that ball also inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 pitch away from loading the bases up once again. And that ball is going to be chipped foul over to the Beat Digger dugout to the left side. So Tina with the look in as the runners get their leads out at second and third. Woolridge at second. And almost went for it. Rule almost went for it, but he ends up with a walk. So now Braxton Shelton. So the bases loaded now for Shelton. So runners occupy every base for the Beat Diggers. Up 11-0 here in the 6th, and that's going to be a swing and a miss as he was looking to send that one over the left field fence, but came up empty. No balls and 1 strike. And that breaking ball is inside. No place to put him. 1 ball, 1 strike. With a look in, and now the pitch, and that's going to catch the inside part of the plate for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nick Wellen on deck. Pitched a great game today for the Beat Diggers, and that is going to be nubbed out, and it's going to be to the second baseman with the catch. So out number 2. So a fly out to the second baseman. Now Nick Wellen comes up. He's going to step back in here. As he steps out, now he's going to get back in. The base is still loaded with 2 outs now for Nick Wellen. And the pitch, and that breaking ball, nice breaking ball there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike from Manny Tina, junior for Yuma. And the pitch, and that's going to be low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brush shut out Yuma last year, 4-0 in Brush. Right now pitching a shutout, 11-0 here in the top of the 6th, and that is a ball and going to be tag. I don't think they tagged him. He missed the tag at third. So Woolridge comes in and scores. But he he picked it up, dropped it a minute, and then tried to tag the runner. And he gets around it. So up is Ben Garrett. And that ball is going to be hit deep out to left field, out to right field. It's playable. So that will bring in at least 2. That will bring in 3. Wellen will score on a double. And all 3 runs score. But out there on the ground is Ben Garrett, as he may have pulled a hammy going around first to second base. But Garrett with a double. And he just stopped out there as he pulled a right hamstring, possibly. They're out there taking a look at him now, but Wellen scores, Rule scores, and Cardenas scores. We'll see what they're going to take him off, and coming in to take his place will be Cesar Hinones. Will take the place of Garrett as he's going to come out with a pulled hamstring possibly as he limps back into the beat digger dugout, but a bases clearing double by Ben Garrett. So coming up to the plate now is Ludgate, Hunter Ludgate. And the pitch, and I believe that hit him. I think that hit him. Might have caught him on the foot. That feeling starting to come back into it a little bit. So hit by pitch there for Ludgate, and now coming up is Hondo Maltos Garcia. So the Beat Diggers with a 15-0 lead here in the top of the sixth. So Maltos Garcia. So Ludgate did start off this inning with a double, and he did score. Now he's been hit by a pitch. Now it looks like Coach Odell is going to bring Ludgate out. And going in will be Jeff Lancaster. So out at second base is Cesar Hinones. And now at first base is Jeffrey Lancaster. But Maltos Garcia at the plate with a 15-0 run, 2 outs, 1 ball and 1 strike. And that is hit right to the second baseman, or the shortstop, and he muffs it. And Maltos Garcia will be on by error. And everybody moves up on the error. And now Bryson Woolridge. Woolridge had a single and score, stole second and scored in this inning also. And that pitch is going to be low and inside for a ball. So runners at all the bases once again. And that ball is going to be hit out to center field. And that will be caught by the center fielder for out number 3. But the Beat Diggers put 6 up on the board as they lead it now 15-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 15-0 Beat Diggers as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. So this should be the last of it unless Yuma tears it up. Nick Wellen still on the bump for the Beat Diggers, and that's going to be hit. A ball hit out to center field for a single, and that is Manny Tina with the single to start it off. And now up at the plate is McCreath. And that is going to be a swing and a miss. By McCreath. No balls, 1 strike. Nick Wellen still on the hill. And that ball is going to be well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. with Tina over at first after he got on with a single. And that ball is going to be inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nick Wellen pitching an excellent game here this afternoon. And the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs off of the glove and to the backstop off of Ludgate's glove and to the backstop. So that will advance Tina up to second. And that is downstairs for the walk. So runners now at first and second. Not a lot of walks today by Wellen. And now up is Saltzman. And that's a high ball to center field. And that ball is right at the base of the fence. So they're going to get one in. They had to hold up. It looked like maybe the center fielder was going to come down with that, but Wellen gives up the double out to center field. Well, Saltzman with the double. And Tina scores. So that's the shutout goes away, but the Beat Digger's still up 15-1. So McCreath is at third after the double. Now up at the plate is Wells. As Nick Wellen looks in to Ludgate behind the plate, and the pitch. Now it's going to be upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to Stephen Wells. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit high out to center field. And it looks like the left fielder, the right fielder did catch it, and they did tag up and come home, and then Chase McGreath came in, but the fly out by Wells to the right fielder. I think that's Ike Cardenas that's out there in left field. So 1 out. And that pitch is going to be inside to Yahir Trujillo. And the pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate. Nice pitch there by Wellen. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. And that ball is going to be hit out to center field for a base hit. And that will bring in Trevor Saltzman. So now 15-3. Now Coach Tom Odell is going to take a little trip out to the mound, see if Nick Wellen may be getting tired, to see if they're going to hand off the ball, and they will. It looks like Hondo Maltos Garcia, and then his first warm-up pitch is spiked out about 5 feet in front of the plate. So Maltos Garcia will do a little warm-up. So we will take a break and be back with more of this 6th inning here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. New pitcher for the Beat Diggers as Hondo Maltos Garcia comes in with now 15-3. Runner on over at first, and up to the plate is Connor McCoy. So 15-3, 1 out. So Maltos Garcia with the pitch, and that is inside. And that is a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Maltos Garcia. So 1 ball and 1 strike to McCoy. And that is going to be fouled right down the right field line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to Connor McCoy. Maltos Garcia with a pitch, and that is going to be low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Nick Wellen with a great job here today. I think he's just getting gassed, and that's going to be fouled down the right field line and out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Let's see if Maltos Garcia can. And that pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 3. So 2 outs now. And that will bring up Christian Hawley. So 2 outs now. We'll see if Hawley with a walk his first time up. It was a great battle. And that catches the outside part of the plate. Nice pitch there by Maltos Garcia. No balls, 1 strike. See if the Beat Diggers can wrap this up here in the next couple of pitches. And the pitch, and that's right down the middle. Nice pitch there by Maltos Garcia. Hawley now down, no balls and 2 strikes. 15-3 Beat Diggers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Maltos Garcia. Next pitch is going to be outside and low. The runner over at first is Trio, and that pitch is going to be upstairs for Maltos Garcia. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch, and that is strike 3. And that will bring this game to an end as the Beat Diggers will win it 15-3. We will take a 2-minute break and be back with the post-game show here on 1010 KSIR in KSIR.com. The Brush Beat Diggers post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center, a proud supporter of all our area athletes. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies with 3 locations to serve you: Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. So the Beat Diggers win it here 15-3. They had 15 hits, or 15 runs on 11 hits. Nick Wellen with a winning pitcher today. He went into the 6th inning and was pulled there right at the end, losing a little gas. Nick Wellen was 75 pitches, 3 walks, and only gave up 5 hits. As I said, Brush had 11 hits, and that didn't get started until like the 4th inning. They did score 1 run in the 3rd, and then they scored 7 in that 4th inning, and that was highlighted by Braxton Shelton's 2-run home run. But they did bat around in the 4th. They did bat around again again in the 6th. As they win it here 15-3 over the Yuma Indians. That will put Brush at 2-1 now and drop Yuma to 4-1. But a nice job by Nick Wellen. So we will wrap it up here as I don't know if they have a Beat Digger player of the game, but I'm going to give it one, and that will go to Nick Wellen with his excellent job on the hill today as he picks up the win for the Brush Beat Diggers. Brush's next game will be on Saturday, and they will be home against Valley. That will be at 11 o'clock in Brush. So nice job today, as always, by Rose Condos. Thank her for her job back at the studio. This is Brian Nickel. Once again, the final score has been the Brush Beet Diggers 15, Yuma 3, here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.